Hey again, guys. I just wanted to put out another little video after the first one, doing all this reflecting today. I figured I'd let this out. Goodness, do not fall for comparisons. And I'm saying this to my fellow empaths who think that people are innocently just asking about their profession, their education, their interests, their talents, things like that. Some people, I would say most people, are doing it innocently. Others, meaning people with severely low self-esteem, people who are toxic, narcissistic personalities, they are looking for something to dig or to make a dig at you. So for example, this was 2 years ago, but because I have to see this person regularly at my church, it's fresh in my mind, because every time I see him, I'm just like, wow, you really must hate yourself if you have to come after me and drill me. Because the first time we actually met, he said, we were meeting with a group, sort of like a dinner / fellowship time, because it's part of my church. And basically, I was eating, and he said to me, "Oh, okay, so where are you from?" And I told him where I'm from. And at the time, I was still in school. So I told him I was still in school, and he was like, "So, what are you studying?" I told him what I was studying, and he just started digging and, he was like, "Oh, but what can you possibly do with that? Like, where can you go? Well, it's not really employable here, Oh, well, you can't really do much." And he was sort of like, and so I got into defensive mode. This was before I realized, before I really got deep into knowing what narcissism is and how, what that behavior looks like. And I was responding to him in a defensive way, yeah, I could do a lot with that. It just depends on where I go. But it wasn't just that. It was, like I said, in the previous video, is that, I do have talents. One of my talents is that I sing. We had a little bit of a singing time, and he was like, and, he was trying to act like he was curious about where I got my singing skills from. And I was like, yeah, I studied music for a while. And it's like, well, and other people, that were there at the dinner were like, yeah, she's so good. And they were all praising me. And they're like, and one of my friends, she was like, "Oh, Ivan always wanted you to teach me how to sing." And I'm like, "Oh, I can do that. It's very easy. You just, people think you sing from your diaphragm, but your diaphragm is an involuntary muscle. So you can't really sing from it, but you can sing from your gut, and you can sing using your whole body, even all the way down to your toes." And he laughed at that. Me, someone who studied music pretty much my entire life, studied performance, studied, classical music, studied gospel music and how to perform these things. And he was laughing at it like, "You don't sing down to your toes." And I'm like, bro, how do you even know anything? You can't even sing. You're out of tune all the time. In my head I said that, but because I'm an empath and I'm nice and, I'm such a kind person, I didn't say anything to him. But I realized that I could have used that opportunity to be like, "Oh, then you tell us how to sing." Put the spotlight back on him, because that's what he was trying to do the entire time. And I was thrown off by that whole night, because it was a whole dinner, and we ended up monopolizing the entire conversation, because he just wouldn't stop digging, trying to figure out, trying to up himself, because he studies and this he studies at this really prestigious business school, and he's studying this and that, and he's gonna go to his master's. He's a couple years younger than me, so it's not like, I don't know, but it's like he had to establish himself. And this is a narcissistic trait, deeply narcissistic. He always has to establish himself as the most knowledgeable one, as the smartest one in the room, even when he's not. It's like, even when you don't know anything, they can't humble themselves to shut up, and take instruction or take ideas from someone else. You know, they do that if there's something to gain, but if there's not anything to gain, they just have to one up everybody. Oh, well, I'm studying business. I didn't study business, and I could tell you the story about how I changed my major in school from music to what I graduated with. I'm not going to go into details, but because that was something that I felt from God to do. I felt because I was in a lot of prayer, and I didn't feel at all in peace about studying music anymore, because it was something that was self-glorifying. And the goal was not to, quote unquote, glorify God. It was just, oh, see how good I am. And I'm still very good. I'm still very talented. And I can say that objectively, even though I'm rusty, severely rusty. But that's just what I wanted to share, because these people, to my fellow sensitive people or empaths, don't fall for it. Like, bro, don't fall for it. These people have nothing to show for their boasting. Sure, they may have some degrees, or they may have, things outwardly that everybody in the world may, outwardly admire, but they have no inner life. They have no inner substance. They're empty. They do these things not as a manifestation of what's inside, but are just trying to, create a shield. Okay, this is what people will see when they see me. Oh, okay, I am a smart person because I have this degree. I'm a talented person because I do this. I'm a kind person because I'm, somebody in the church who, pretends that cares about others, things like that. So just don't fall for it. They're sick people. Anyway, tell me what you think. Leave a comment, please subscribe. I want to become more regular with these videos, like I said before. I will be going out of town on the 3rd, which is not tomorrow, but the next day. And not out of town, actually, out of the country. I'll be going back to France. I was only here for a couple months to sort out my visa information, but other than that, I'm going right back. And I'll go right back to seeing these people. Because let me tell you, toxic people are everywhere. All right, big hug and love. Bye.